The first point I want to discuss with you today, God willing, is this part, as you can see here, right? The interface, or the language used in the PowerPoint interface, is in English, as you can see, or in English, okay? Some people might prefer or want the Arabic language, so you go to the File menu, and also, if you have Arabic or English, and you want to switch between the two languages, you can do that through the File menu. Here, you come to this section and select the language, as you can see here. The language, and when you select the language, you see the display language that is being used. Here you have Arabic and here you have English. Now, if I was using English and I want Arabic, how? I select Arabic, but the most important thing is that I go to move up and move it up. I need to move Arabic here to make it number 1 instead of number 2. I move it up and make it number 1 using move up to bring it to the top. So when I hover over Arabic and say move up, it goes up. It says you need to close this file, and when you close this file, it will start to open the file again to be in Arabic. To open the file, close all files. I have to close this file and close that one too, and then I go back to open the file here, and you will find that the language is now in Arabic. So this is our first point. I move it up and make it number 1. How? Through something called move up to bring it to the top. So when I hover over Arabic and say move up, it will go up, and then I say okay. What will it tell me? It will say you need to close this file, okay? And when you close this file, it will start to open the file again so that it will be in Arabic. So if we try to open the file or something else, what do? Of course, we need to close all these files. I have to close this file and close that one too, and then I go back to open the file here, and you will find that the language is now in Arabic. So this is our first point. From the file menu here, you can access the interface from the file menu. Okay. Now, when you come here to the language section, you might say, I only have Arabic or only English available. So I want to add a language. If you only have Arabic or only English, you will find something called Add Language. Do you see this here? It's called what? To add a language, you click on Add Language and choose the language. So if you only have Arabic, select English, and if you only have English, select Arabic, and then you tell it to install. It will take a little time to install this language, of course. It will take you a little time, about 5 minutes or so, maybe more or less, depending on your internet speed and a lot of other details. But in the end, the language will be installed, and you will have it like this. You will have both Arabic and English. Now, if I want English, I can choose English and say, move it up, send English to the top, and then I say, okay. After that, I close the PowerPoint file, close it, and then I open it again. As you can see, to switch to the English language, this is regarding the first part, which is changing the language of PowerPoint for those who want to change the language. I'm just coming back to you, and I hope the sound is clear and the screen is clear. This is the most important thing right now for me. You all are following along with me, so things are clear. Okay. Let's start talking. Is there a problem with changing the language, or is everything clear? Changing the language. Is the sound coming through with a delay? It feels like the sound is coming through a bit late. Okay. Now we will talk together about the first slide. For those of you who have the file open with me, you will notice the first, second, and third slides. You will see that I have written on some of the slides. There's something up there that says Design Ideas from Office 365. What does that mean? It means that when I have, for example, text like this, how do I turn the text into a shape like this? A shape like this through something called ideas here, design ideas. And these design ideas are only available in Office 365. So that's an important point. Okay, what does that mean? It means essentially, basically, when you want us to go to, the sound quality is not Okay, I apologize to you all. I will continue, and hopefully over time things will improve. I'll check the sound again in this part. Now let's continue together. We will look at the first slide. The first slide means that when I have a PowerPoint file and something in the design ideas, I mean, I don't have the skill to arrange something like this. I don't have a 2-minute explanation, so I need to go to something called design ideas from Office 365. So how do I get there? Of course, you need to log in with your university email, right? You go to MyQU, okay? You open your email, and from there you select something called OneDrive. Do you see what you need to select? OneDrive. And in terms of design ideas, I don't have, for example, the skill to arrange something like this. I don't have a 2-minute explanation, so I need to go to something called design ideas from Office 365. So how do I get there? Of course, you need to log in with your university email, right? You go to MyQU, okay? You open your email, and from there you select something called OneDrive. Do you see what you need to select? OneDrive. When you select OneDrive, it will show you the files you have stored. Any file you have, whether it's a Word file or a PowerPoint file. For example, if we open a Word file like this, you can take this Word file. Okay, you open the email and come here and choose something called OneDrive. Do you see what you chose? OneDrive. When you select OneDrive, it will show you the OneDrive with the files that you have stored. Any file you have, whether it's a Word file or a PowerPoint file. For example, if we take a Word file like this and open it, you can work with this Word file, and it talks about blended learning. You can go to the file menu and then export it and tell it to create a PowerPoint file. After that, you can say, for example, I want any of these designs. If you don't like any of these designs, you can click on see more themes here to start getting new designs, because PowerPoint works with. Okay, and it talks about blended learning. You can go to the file menu and then come to export here and tell it to create a PowerPoint file. After that, you can say, for example, I want any of these designs. If you don't like any of these designs, you can click on see more themes here to start getting new designs, because PowerPoint works with except it works with specific shapes, meaning certain templates that have specific designs, right? So you can take any of these templates like this one and tell it to export. You choose any template and tell it to export, and it will start adding that design. Then you can click open here to have it open for you. And this Word file, which was just text, will start to design for you, for example, a layout like the one you chose, or this is the template I selected. There might be better templates available, but the idea is that when I take the text, this is the text that I was able to format in the way you see it. So I can easily get these texts from the design menu right over here, and then I simply choose the designer option from there. When I choose designer here, you will notice that it is on the right. It's generating design ideas here, meaning it's bringing ideas for the slide I'm currently on. It's showing me ideas below. Do you see? Here are some ideas for this slide. So I can choose, for example, this slide, and it will show it to me like this. I might choose this slide, but I don't like it. What should I do? I come down here to see more themes at the bottom and click on it to get other slides. For example, it will bring me other slides, and so on. I can start working with what is called designer. This designer only works in Office 365. For example, I might have a file. I uploaded it to Office 365 and you brought the slide. If I don't like this slide, I go to the design menu, then designer, and it brings other slides. It shows a slide like this. The slides on the right are the ones it suggests to me. All the slides on the right are related to slide number 2. I chose this and it brought the slide. If I want another slide, I can choose this one, and so on. This is the point I mentioned earlier, the design ideas in Office 365. So I go to the design menu and then I go to designer, okay? And then it starts to bring me other slides. It can show me a slide like this. The slides on the right are the ones it suggests to me. All the ideas on the right are specifically for slide number 2. So all the slides on the right are all related to slide number 2. I chose this one and it brought me this slide. If I want another slide, I can choose this one, and so on. This is the point of the slide, or the part I was talking about earlier, which is the design ideas available in Office 365. All the ideas on the right are for slide number 2. I chose this one, and it gave me this. I choose another. Design ideas in Office 365. Open a PowerPoint file, and you can edit it. This slide looks good, but I might change it. I want it to suggest new ideas in Office 365. You can do what? You can open or pull up a PowerPoint file and edit it. For example, this slide has a very good design. Its layout and colors are nice, but maybe I want to change it. I want it to suggest another slide or different ideas for the same slide. So what do? I go to the designer, but right now there's a problem with it, okay? Let's take a look at this slide. Sometimes it has some issues. Okay, let's get this slide. Sometimes there's a problem, but it's working. As you can see, this slide brought me other ideas. For example, it showed me this layout. It might change to look like this, or it might show me something like this. And so, it starts to bring you ideas. And you can choose the idea or design that suits you and make adjustments based on the design that fits your needs. That's the first point I wanted to clarify for you.